Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. Honestly, when that intro plays, I sit here and I wet myself because Ellie's dancing, Jimbo's dancing, and I'm dancing. So if we could all see each other, it'd be hilarious because we're all boogieing away in the background.
I'm doing the 70s dance like that.
I know, I saw. I was doing Staying Alive, and I'm not sure what Jim was doing. What was you
I was doing
Jimbo?
the snake.
He's doing the white
snake.
man song. White man song.
But either way, it's very funny. And Drula's joining in as well because she said she was dancing as well. So yeah, at least we've got everyone dancing. So hope everyone's good. Just thought we'd do a show today. We was going to do queries and theories, but there's been so much football. We've put that on hold for now. Jimbo, how are you doing?
Still flued up.
You got cold, yeah?
I've still got man flu. Can't seem to shake it off, and then Poxy cat knocked my tea all over my computer. Poxy thing.
Yeah, the cat is officially in the doghouse. Let's say.
By the court, I should have got a kick right up the minge, but I couldn't catch her.
Yeah.
Queen Ellie, how the devil are you?
Catching pussy.
Yeah.
Used to be, not anymore.
Yeah, or chasing pussy.
Yeah, that's more like it. Ellie, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm wearing the shades because I've got sore eyes and I had a burn, as you know. So I'm waiting for it to heal before I reveal my real face. The real Ellie is under here. But somebody said I look like Danny, the woman version of Danny.
Definitely not. Definitely more Jackie Onassis. I think she was a glamour puss, so we'll go with her. Let's have a look who's in the chat. Yeah, exactly. Big up Tony. He said, "Big up guys. The old and angry truth-telling Swede is back." Big up to you. Good afternoon, Mr. Kaufman. Hope you're well. Afternoon, Leo. Big up, homie.
Leo.
Only a few weeks now till we meet you. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Mr. Paul G. Good afternoon, Drew La.
Very glamorous.
Afternoon, Shemtan, saying good afternoon to her Royal Majestic Princess Kate and Sir Jimbo. Hope you're both well. Yes, Ellie is here too. Hello, Jake. I mean, that means Kate and Jimbo. Hope you're feeling better, Jim. From Mia, big up to you. Big up Yoris says, big up Kate and Jimbo. Was hoping you'd stream today. Need some of Jimbo's positive vibes.
Yeah.
And big up Ellie as well, and the funky intro. Yeah, I love the intro as well, I must admit.
Yeah.
Always wakes me up. Queen Ellie with her shades, yes.
Yeah.
Rocking the shades.
I'm part of the Onassis family, but don't tell everybody.
Big up Rodder says, greetings all. Yeah, that intro is the nuts. Thank you very much. Thanks to Bobby K for doing that for me again. Yes, big up LBAFC, who says catching pussy. And loads of laughing faces. Afternoon, Side Dancer. Hope you are well. Big up, Mark CFC. Big game for you tonight, lovey. Against Man United. Should be a good one. Leo's asking if you can pass the soap, Ellie.
Yeah. I would, but if I was upstairs, but.
Yeah, she's downstairs. You're going to have to make do with just using your hands.
My James Bond. Let's see. My James Bond. Who he is.
Yeah, look at that.
Scott he is.
He was, yeah. Good morning, Cassandra. Thank you so much for becoming a member yesterday. You joined just as the stream finished, so big up to you. Thank you very much. Afternoon, Nita. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Nita.
Shem says everyone wants Ten Hag fired because of how bad man you are. Last 25 games in all competitions, 1-13, 4 drawn, 8 lost. But guess what? Ange has the exact same record. Just saying. Wow, that's an interesting point. I didn't realise that Ange had the same record.
Yeah, and he's got to an FA Cup semi-final as well. So stick in that if you want, at your peril.
You know what people will say to that? It's because the expectations for Manchester United are far higher than they are at Tottenham.
And they look they look crap all the time. We don't.
Yeah. What does this mean, Ben? Everyone look out for 8 p.m. UK time tonight. Why? What's happening at 8 p.m?
Okay. You've got to let us know. You can't leave us hanging like that, Ben.
Yeah, because I'll be watching the footy and I need to know whether it's worth, turning over. Man United versus Chelsea Crappio. I hope we win, but the way I am just now, they will suck me in. Then on Sunday, they will spit me back out. Oh, Mark. Well, it sounds like a Tottenham fan. Haven't kept pussy since 2016, says Tony. Rude. Yeah, and that's, of course, the other thing. And Ten Hag won a trophy in his first season.
It used to be my favourite hobby, Tony, catching pussy. It was my number one hobby.
When you come round mine, Jim, I've got one pussy upstairs.
Did you say, Kate?
Don't tell Kate.
What did you say before that?
I said, what does that mean? Florida man is getting sentenced. So what does that mean? That's all I said. Ange has been nominated for March Manager of the Month.
Come on, Ange.
That's a bit strange, is it not? What was that?
Have we lost?
Well, we haven't lost, have we, in March, I don't think. Hold on.
We lost to Fulham.
We lost to Fulham, yeah.
They must be struggling for a Manager of the Month this month because that's a weird one.
Arteta should win it, shouldn't he?
I would have thought it would have been Arteta.
Yeah, but he's such a pain in the arse. They're not going to give him anything.
Because there's no one to feed him the trophy.
He's a pain in the Artetas.
Okay. Andy, big up to you, says Chelsea 2, Man United 2. Both teams need to win. Yeah, that could be a new channel, the Pussy Chasers.
The Pussy Chasers.
Joe Lewis is getting sentenced tonight at 8 p.m. Okay.
Right.
I can't say I'm overly interested in what happens to him. Not going to lie. Not unless he's going to give me like his yacht or something. I haven't really got any interest.
If he puts up in his will, we'll have interest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Arsenal Luton last night, 2-0 to the Goons. Yeah. Ellie, did you watch the game?
No, I didn't, and I refuse to watch them. No, I don't actually refuse to watch. I do watch them, but it's with trepidation that I watch them because they are very good. You can't deny it. They're a very good team and they play nice football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimbo, what did you make of
it?
What did you make of the game?
I watched, Kate, I watched it till it was 2-0 because I thought that Luton would turn them over. I just had a feeling Luton would beat them. I don't know why, but I was wrong again. I watched it to 2-0, then I put on the Villa game, as you know. But I don't even think they got out of cruise control, you want to know the truth.
Villa ended up 4-1, didn't it?
No, I'm talking about Arsenal.
Yeah.
They really went at them, didn't they? And when they got 2-0 up, I don't think they really went out of cruise control. Yeah. So it was very easy for them. But I mean, Luton still have a go. I do like Luton. They're a team that like to have a go, don't they? They don't just sit back. They really have a pop at them, get stuck in. But it was easy for them, easy 2-0.
Yeah.
Sad to say, but they are looking very, very good. And they don't look like dropping many points to me.
No, they don't. Oh, God, I've got the witch behind me. Drula Foden last night was sensational. What an absolutely incredible player. He should be one of the first names on the team sheet in the Euros, in my opinion.
Yeah, true, but I would love him to have done that against Arsenal instead.
Yeah.
Mind you, he's done us a favour because Villa have lost now, and we've got a game in hand with 2 points behind them, so we can overtake them.
Yeah. That's why I said against West Ham, the important thing was we didn't lose. I think that was massively important. Big up Revanite, good to see you. Tony says, my dad, how do you say that name? Joao Rodriguez. Ellie knows.
Turning 80 today. God, happy birthday to him,
Tony. Made me a Tottenham fan.
Pronounce the J-O-Y. Joao Rodriguez. If Mr. Jose Garcia is in the chat, let us know.
Yeah, a massive happy 80th birthday to your dad. Bless him. It's a nice ripe old age, 80.
Yeah.
Big up, lads. Martin Minerals, Odegaard. Let's have it right. Yeah, it was a bit warm last night as well. Mia wants Luton to stay in the Premier League as their manager is hot. I like their manager as well. He's a nice guy.
Yeah. Well, Mia's got 2 men on the go now.
I mean, look, let's be honest. I watched a bit of Arsenal last night, and I have watched a bit of them this season. And what I watched City, they both look phenomenal. And I watched Liverpool the other day. They look phenomenal. It's a very, very good title race, and I am actually enjoying it. It's nice that it's this close, and it's very hard to pick one of them. It's so hard to pick. Any one of them could win it. Arsenal don't look like dropping points. City don't look like dropping points. Liverpool have had. If Liverpool win it, I think it's an absolute phenomenal thing because they've had a lot of problems this year. Losing players, bringing youngsters in, and they've still just cracked on with the wins. So if Liverpool win it, they well deserve it. But I mean, any one of them win it, they deserve it. But all three of them just look phenomenal this season.
I agree.
Do you think that Klopp leaving has given them more inspiration to win it?
I think it probably has, Ellie. Yeah.
I know when it was announced, there was a lot of Liverpool fans. Well, I don't know about a lot, but there was a couple that I know of that really kicked off and said, this is a terrible time to announce it. You know, we're in the middle of a title charge. And it's true. It could have gone one or two ways. It could have derailed this season, but it hasn't. It's kind of united them. And it's like they want to win it for Klopp. So I do think it's given that extra boost. But like Jimbo says, whoever wins it deserves it because it's a long season.
Look, I don't want Liverpool to win it. I don't want City to win it. I don't want Arsenal to win it, right? Because I'm a Spurs supporter. But when I watch Arsenal, Liverpool and City play, I do. You've just got to admire their football. I mean, I watched Arsenal in that first 20 minutes yesterday. And you just, that's how we got to inspire to get to that. And to what City are playing, that's what we've got to inspire to get to. Because when I watch them, it's in awe of them that we're not like that, you know.
Do you know what it is, Jimbo, as well? It's their passing. Their passing is better, and their movement off the ball is better than ours. But Andrew will get that right because he's looking at these things. He just needs more technical players to play his system. Once he's got them in place, we'll be competing properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And they moved the ball so quickly as well.
Yeah.
I think with Arsenal now, I mean, it's took them. I'm not going to say 5 years. I'm going to say 4 years because last year they were good. I mean, last year at the beginning of last season, they played some of the best football I'd seen in the Premier League. When they kicked on and went quite a way in front. But I look at their positions now and they've got top players in every single position that know what they're doing. There's not one player on the pitch, even Havertz now is playing well. There's not no one on the pitch that you can say, well, he's the weak link. They haven't got a weak link, and City haven't got a weak link. But this is why I say about Liverpool, if they win it, it's a phenomenal achievement because they've had to swap and change and bring youngsters in. So they've done absolutely fantastic to get where they are.
Yeah, their youngsters are superb.
Yeah. But they've still got to come in, Ellie. I mean,
Bradley, Elliot.
But you got to think they've come into the Premier League, right? Into one of the Liverpool are one of the top teams in the world, and they've come in and just slotted in like they've been in the team forever.
Yeah, because they've got the same ethos. That's what Andrew's trying to do at our club as well. Play the same style of football. So when you come to our first team, you know what's expected and you know the plan, the philosophy of Ange Postecoglou. And David Shearer told me something very poignant today. He said he's the only manager in the Premiership that's managed, I think he's the only one, I haven't checked it, but who's managed a national team. Oh. And that counts for something. But when you're managing a national team, it's different, right? So he's got all that experience behind him. And he was saying to me that he doesn't think people in England get how talented Ange Postecoglou is yet. We do, because we're Spurs fans. We've seen it firsthand. But there's things that people are digging him out about his philosophy and tweaking his tactics. But he won't do it because he believes in what he's doing.
Yeah. But, do you know the other thing, Kate, I've got to say about City is Villa were good last night. Villa wasn't bad last night.
They was awful.
No, they wasn't, Kate. They wasn't. It could have gone.
They were in the second half.
It could have gone 2-2. If what's his name?
They were so bad. They rolled
what made
over.
Them awful, Kate? What made them awful in your eyes?
Well, they had 8 players out,
but they still didn't. They still played well.
In the first half, they weren't bad, but in the second half, it's like they rolled over and said, "Tickle our tummies." It's like they give up completely. It was awful. I thought. If they'd have played like that against anyone, they'd have got bashed up, in my opinion.
Did they have 8 players out? You said
that's what Frankie told me. But I mean, Douglas Luiz scored. Could have scored an absolute banger, but it was just over the bar.
That would have made it 2-2, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I mean, they're not as good.
There's fine margins in football sometimes.
Yeah.
But the cream rises to the top, doesn't it?
Always,
it really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to be the most. It's certainly, Terry said, put it perfectly. Since social media, this is going to be the most exciting title race we've ever seen.
Yeah,
because it's so close. Yeah, I am.
I'm enjoying Ange Postecoglou as well, even though we're not out of the title race yet. There's still a mathematical chance, but if he does do it, it'd be a miracle because the other teams have to cock up real bad, all 3 of them.
Okay, go.
Maybe one of them will cock up.
Jim,
not all 3.
Jim, I've started it for later.
All right.
Any questions? I always start until I've said hello to everyone. Villa sucked more than my diabetes. See, Tony thinks Villa sucked as well.
I thought they looked all right. I mean,
but Yoris agrees with you, and he doesn't think they did. So it's funny, isn't it? Different people see different things.
Yeah.
I think it flattered them, but it just shows how good they are.
And then Revanite agrees with me. Villa just rolled over for City. That's how I felt. Lee, big up to you, my darling. Says, I'm getting there, guys. I'm drowsy, drugged up, feel high. So big up the NHS. He's really struggling with his ear, bless him.
What are they giving you, Lee? They're giving you
everything.
I just sent you a message, Lee.
What happened to Lee? Did he hurt himself?
He's got a really bad earache and he had to go to hospital because he had blood coming out of his ear. And so he's got 14 days antibiotics. He's got painkillers. He's got eardrops. Bless him. He's got the lot.
He can't even blame me because I wasn't chewing his ear off.
I don't know what it was. Bless him. All the best managers.
But Lee can talk more.
Yeah, I have heard that. And we do get quite a lot of voice notes from Lee, but he's hilarious.
Yeah, but I love him.
It's brilliant. All the best managers adapt. Not going to judge it yet, but if we get another transfer if after another transfer window, if he is not willing to change bits and bobs, it's massively worrying. Says Benny. Meanwhile, go on, Ellie.
I disagree. I think he knows what he wants, and he's a man who's strong and believes in what he's doing. So he doesn't want to tweak it for no one because it's brought him success.
Exactly.
I don't know. There's in-game management about substitutions and things, which I can agree with, because that's not tweaking the philosophy. Yeah. I just had to say my piece there.
I agree. I think, I know everyone will say, but that was in the 2 Bob Scottish League. That's the argument everyone gives, or it was Japan. But this has brought him success wherever he's gone. So why the hell is he going to change it? If he'd have come to Tottenham and changed his philosophy and started playing the Conte way, every fan would be sitting there going, this isn't the Ange Postecoglou we wanted. He played this way, he played that way. So he can't win. He can't win.
And like David Shearer said, he said when he was the coach of the national team, he was the under-21s first, and then he got promoted, and he won them the Asia Cup. And football was like seen as a 3rd or 4th sport in Australia, and he brought it right to the forefront because everybody fell in love with the way he played.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's managed Australia, who weren't known for their football really, and he's won them. He's won them a massive trophy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
United sneaking behind us. No, I'm not worried about United. They're not consistent enough. They're still quite a way behind us as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Is it 7 points or something? I'm not sure. But
I hope Coventry knock them out as well. Even
so
though they got beat up in '87, I'd love Coventry to get the final.
So would I.
Yeah.
Big up GBC fan. I have no faith in Villa going to the Emirates to getting something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. If that happens, none of us deserve top 4. If we allow Man United to catch it as well. Considering Villa had 8 players out, Watkins included, they did all right and didn't roll over. I thought they did in the second half. I thought they'd give up, but maybe I'm being too harsh. Big up Teta out. Says big up Kate and Jimbo. Hope all's good. Tottenham win a cup next season. I hope so. I really do hope you're right.
Yeah.
Once Ange has his own squad, we won't want him to change. I'll keep banging that drum. Yep. You keep banging away. Pep changes his system every season and at different clubs. Yeah, but Ange isn't Pep. That's all I'm going to say for that. Big up, Robbie. Hope you're well, my lovely. Good to see you.
Kate, Pep doesn't really change his systems that much. He tweaks around. But Ange tweaks as well. I mean, look, every manager's got his own unique way of playing, right? And Ange will adjust things, and he says that it's not adjusting the system; it's changing the players that adjust the system slightly. That's what Ange said. I've got so much faith in Ange; it's unbelievable, and I love the way we play. And everybody says it leaves you open. You do lose a goal here and there with the way we play, right? But when you've got players like VDV in the team, it's a lot less likely.
You know, when my Gramps was alive, God bless him, he was a West Ham fan. When we got Harry Redknapp, he was gutted because he loves Redknapp, and he used to say to me, Duchess, because obviously that's my nickname. Duchess, it don't matter if you let in 3 goals, darling. As long as you score 4, it makes absolutely no difference at all. That's what he always used to say. So yeah, it's just we're letting them in. We've just got to get up the other end and score more than the opposition. It's as easy as that.
And Pep, right? He plays the Barcelona way, right? So, because obviously he grew up with the Barcelona. You've got to win the ball back within 6 seconds, because on average it takes 6 seconds to get from your end to the other end to score a goal. He knows that, so you've got to win the ball back. And it's ticky-tacky football. They don't play long balls generally, right?
Yeah.
Very rarely you see they all stay close together in triangles and they play quick football. That's his style. And he won't move from that.
Yeah. Jim, have you started Shogun?
I've got it on tick, so it's in my favourites, and I will get round to watching it. But I like to watch them because when I start something, Kate knows I normally binge it. So I like to have all the episodes on there. So I will 100% watch it. I've got it on there to be watched.
Some of these comments I am starring, peeps. I'm not ignoring you, and I will come back to it, so don't panic. Jim's closet is only filled with Spurs kits. Do you know what? You're absolutely right. I had to buy him 2 dress shirts because when we went out, he didn't have a dress shirt. They were all Tottenham shirts. It's just his whole wardrobe is either Tottenham shirts or the shirts that have got like Save Jim on them, or the ones from the coffee company. That's his wardrobe. He's got so many.
And I've got Tottenham watches as well.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got a collection of Tottenham watches as well. Exactly. Arteta, Klopp and Pep didn't adjust their system. Why should we? Big up Aaron Lawrence. Not seen you for a few days. Hope you are well. Good to see you. Says massive big up Kate, Jim and Ellie. Hope you're all good. City smashing Villa has put top 4 back in our hands. Exactly. Don't fully understand those that say Ange doesn't adjust. He's trying to bed in a philosophy. Why make changes? That would add confusion in a squad just learning the ropes. Agreed? Do we agree with that?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with this as well, Aaron. We must beat Forest convincingly on Sunday. Agree. Hello, Lee Stay from TV. Big up to you. Hope you're doing well. Just Invincible says, big up, Kate. Enjoy watching you on the terrace. Left when you left the other day because the waffling wheel with the stats and the rain. Do you know what? I can't cope with it. I've got no tolerance for people's bullshit. Ellie, I don't know if you saw it, but how can anyone put the rain as an excuse that we didn't win a game?
I saw it, right, and I was like, I was half agreeing with him and half disagreeing with him, because the rain does take its toll. Because I played football, right, and when it's been raining, when you try to control the ball, if there's water in the grass, obviously, and the ball's slippery because of that, it's harder to control it, Kate. All right.
Yeah.
And you see how many scuffed shots there were, right? The rain did take its part, but it wasn't the only reason.
Not only that, but it affects both teams, doesn't it? It's not just one team that's affected.
You saw it because it affected Antonio when he was clean through, right? And he scuffed his shot to Romero because it wasn't a good shot. He just couldn't catch it. And because it's slippery and your boots are wet, the ball is wet, it is harder to control it.
Ellie.
It took a factor, didn't he? I don't think Will said it was the only reason. He said it was a factor.
Yeah.
Ellie, at the end of the day, right, it rains in England not 5 days of the week, and it's the same for both teams.
Yeah.
So it's a pathetic excuse. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it evens out because they will make errors because of the wet waterlogged pitch, and we will.
Big up Future. Nice to see you've got a new little icon thing, whatever they're called. I just noticed they're normally yellow. Coffee company shirts are definitely fancy dress worthy. We're a joke most of the time. Aaron Lawrence Madison and Benton Kurt are off form. Can see us beat Forest with a few scares. Only Brennan Johnson has hit his stride. Big up Jose. Yeah. How the devil are you? Hope you're doing well. Sorry. Nice to see you. We're all walking to the game on Sunday because there's no bleeding trains. Oh, sugar.
Oh, right.
What a nightmare.
We're getting a lift.
You're getting a lift?
Yeah.
Good. At least you're there, really. At least you'll get there.
Yeah.
I don't know where Terry gets these people. Egal, someone.
I think that's meant to be fraud.
Oh, Will Stewart, Hassam, etc.
Is it?
The fraud.
Yeah. My boys love playing in the rain. They say the ball glides nicely. Jim said that. He said he used to like playing in the rain.
I used to love it when it rained, Ellie. I could slide tackle people.
Yeah, it does. It makes the game quicker, but there's a lot more errors because of it. Especially when it comes to tackling. But you know, VDV, it don't matter whether it rains with him because he times his tackles sweetly. Fantastic.
He's phenomenal.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, look, invincible. That's a great point.
Yeah, they water the pitch even when it isn't raining.
They do.
Yeah, exactly. The rain is the same for everyone. It's not raining one side of the pitch or the other. Yeah, we're good. Thanks, Darren. Good to see you. How are we bringing up rain for Lord's sake? I don't care if it's a reason. Laugh out loud.
Like we said, it's the same for both teams. So it evens out anyway. Yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't like playing in the rain myself.
You didn't?
I didn't like it. Nah.
No. The thing is,
legs heavy.
During the game, Vic punched the ball out, and they criticised him. Said he should have caught it. But as Jim said, if that had slipped through his hands, they would have been criticising him. You know, I wouldn't like it, but then I don't like the rain because it's cold.
I've got Mark Hughes thighs, thunder thighs, so I've got really big thighs. Yeah, so
I've got fat thighs.
If you're slim, it's easy because you just glide over the pitch.
You've got sexy thighs.
No, I've got fat thighs, but they're not muscle. They're just pure chocolate.
Mine are quite muscle, but
have we got
the muscle definition yet.
Have we got a wet spam person in here?
Yeah, early doors football, I believe, is West Ham.
Oh, early doors.
Yeah.
There he is.
I assume. Yeah. Ellie, they water the pitch if it's not raining, so it actually helps to get the ball moving smoothly.
So what I was saying is that you can't control it as much because it's slippery. In my experience, I'm not saying professional footballers now, but they should be able to cope with it. Just put it that way.
That's it, Ellie.
It's the same for both teams.
What's that? That's it, Ellie. Turn up to a game. I'm not going to a nightmare, I swear. I don't know what that means, but I should. Does that mean you're not going to the match, Lou?
I think it's the drugs.
I'm going to the Spurs ladies match, and I'm going to the Nottingham Forest match, and obviously the North London derby, and then we got Burnley the last game, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to all of them now.
Excellent.
Yeah,
hips like battleships. Yeah, that's me. Hips like big fat battleships. Used to love playing Sunday League in the rain, proper hot bath after. Lovely. Now wrong with thick thighs. No.
Do you know what you think that you've got big thighs, Kate? You haven't.
I really have, Jim.
You haven't.
I have. You're just being nice.
If I'm comparing my legs to Mia's, mine are like double.
Mine are probably treble. Honestly, I've got a big thighs and a fat ass and a fat belly, and yeah. You can't see. You can only see this. So everyone thinks
you're out.
Just messing, ladies. You're both lovely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Aaron's going to the Spurs ladies semi-final. Myself, big up Spurs ladies, doing me proud. Yes, they are.
I'll meet you down at the Antwerp Arms. I'll be there.
There you go. Now we're all bottom heavy, aren't you, in our jeans?
Yeah, it's called the Loizu legs because that's my maiden name, Loizu. We've got a running joke in the family, the Loizu legs. You get the thunder fires.
Show us your legs, ladies.
Yeah. When I was playing football, though, they were a bit slimmer because obviously you're running and training and everything, but they were still quite big.
Yeah. The thing is, if you've got a bit of meat on you, you're harder to kidnap. That's what I always say.
That's right.
So that's why I like to keep my chubby levels higher. Jim, like myself, like something to hold on to when chasing pussy.
My husband says I'm like Ready Brick in it makes you warm.
Big up Villa says half our squad were out yesterday. It could have been better, but at the end of the day, City are the best team in the world. Did you think you rolled over more in the second half? Do you think you tried till the end? I'll be interested to see what you made of it, Villa.
Even at the end of
better.
Even in the last 10 minutes, Villa had a couple of chances. They were. I don't think the commentator on Talk Sport said that he thought after 65 minutes that they backed off, but I don't think they did. I don't think they did.
Yeah, I did have. Yeah, I had a bit of eyelash in my eye. It's so annoying, but I've got rid of it.
I've got that wrong. Liverpool and Arsenal were playing better than Man City, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, although Man City did look brilliant yesterday. That's the best I've seen them play for a while.
They weren't playing against Arsenal, but they just didn't have that cutting edge, did they? They couldn't score. They were faffing about too much with the ball, and Foden had a really bad game.
Yeah, tall, lanky legs are brilliant for nicking the ball in a slide tackle. Yeah,
Ben's got good legs. Yeah.
Need to change your YouTube name. Just a guy who loves big thighs.
Yeah,
quite possibly. We did go to the end. There you go. So maybe I'm being harsh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll shut up then.
I mean, I spoke to Frankie before the game, and he said that he thought they were going to get battered. He said because they had so many players out, but I don't think they looked terrible. It was, as I said, it could have gone 2-2. It was close to going 2-2.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Sard. Sorry, good to see you, Sard. There's been a lot of criticism for Arsenal. The atmosphere yesterday was flat. Someone actually rung TalkSport and said it's because everyone's on their Easter holidays. What did you make of the atmosphere? On the telly, it definitely didn't sound as loud as it has done. I'm just interested to what you think. Go on, Ellie, sorry.
No, I was going to say, I've got a good analogy about Angie's philosophy on football, right? You know when you're making a trifle, go with me on this one, right? So, you know a traditional trifle, because I know Jimbo likes it as well. He likes his trifle. You put your sponge fingers down, your custard, your jelly, and the cream on top with the cherries, whatever you want to put on top. Normally it's cherries, isn't it? Right. Yeah. So why tinker with that? All you have to do is add a few things here and there just to make it even specialer. You know, like use better fingers, use better custard, the better quality custard. That's all he needs. Better quality to make it that ultimate trifle, not the one that you get from a packet.
Or it could also be like Rachel Green, and you could put minced beef in it, and then you've got
breads and peas. I like when James goes, peas good, minced meat good.
That would be Jim. Jim would probably have ate that trifle without any trouble at all. Mark Smith saying, "Is he a girl?" I don't know who you're talking about, but anyway.
Is he a girl? Not Jim.
Jim's
not a girl.
I just got a pop up, right?
Yeah. See what Mr. Smith wrote.
Tottenham are going in for. They've showed interest in Kieran Drewsbury Hall.
Don't tell. Sorry. He thought I like trifling with fingers and other things.
Go on, Jimbo, sorry.
Yeah, Kieran Drewsbury Hall. Tottenham have shown interest in him.
Yeah, he's all right. He's decent. He can move the ball quickly, and he's very good on the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he'll take us to that next level, though.
You've got to spread jam on the sponge fingers too. Ooh. Yeah.
I don't know.
Never had that.
Yeah, you could do. My Auntie Mary does that, but I prefer. You have to use good ingredients for any dish that you do. Right? Don't use the packet stuff, people. It's crap.
You know what? My dad used to sing a song that went, Auntie Mary had a canary up the leg of her drawers. When she farted, it departed from the leg of her drawers. And when you said Auntie Mary, it just come flooded into my brain.
That's my mum's sister. Yeah.
So it made me laugh. Sorry.
You've got to tell me the lyrics.
Yeah, I will do. How many points will it take for us to get fourth spot? Ooh, good question.
Normally 71, 72 points to make full spot.
There's 27 left, right?
Yeah. 27.
What are we on now? 50.
I'm just gonna
53, is it?
Let's have a look.
53, I think.
We're on 57.
Oh, 57. Oh, yeah.
And Aston Villa are on 59.
That's right, yeah. And we got a game in hand, right?
I think we need to be trying to
1957.
I think we need to be trying to get 20 out of the last 27.
Yeah, but we're going to get 27 out of the last 27, so don't worry about it.
Oh my God.
We've got 57, so we need another 14, 15 points.
Yeah, but I think if we can get 20 out of 27, that should be comfortably full spot. Afternoon Destiny, big up to you. Dewsbury Hall's decent player, not good enough. Even Winks look good in the Championship. Does Dewsbury Hall play for Leicester?
Yeah, plays for Leicester, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not mad on him.
No, he's all right. He's not going to take us to that next level, though.
No. I'd take Dewsbury Hall, but I want Neto or someone very similar.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Someone that don't get injured, though. My mum makes her own jam. I've never made jam, ever.
My mum used to make it all the time. She made, you know, the walnuts. It's a Greek thing, right? Walnuts in this like black treacle thing. It's really nice. I like
that. Since the ballots have come in, our atmosphere hasn't been the same. Is that why it's called the empty crates or the library? Because there's no noise. She sat on the gas and burnt her ass, and that was the end of her drawers. Is that part of the song?
She sat on the gas and burnt her ass, and that was the end of her drawers.
Oh my God. Our game in hand is against Chelsea. I wouldn't bet on beating those lot. I know they just always seem to beat us, no matter what.
I like that Ken Dodd, Stagstock, Stead, because I never can get it out. Ken Dodd, Stagstock, Stead.
Ken Dodd's. Ken Dodd, Stagstock,
Stead. If you try and say that quick, it's so hard.
Or if you've had a drink. The stadium was a bit off yesterday, but TalkSport's Cundy is desperate to do this. Has anyone seen Arsenal speak? Hasn't been able to do it all year, poor fella. Cundy's a dickhead. He gives it all the time about Chelsea, but he has been so bad taking it this year.
The thing with Cundy, right? He can't just he brings back, oh yeah, but we were champions of Europe and we won this and we won that. Every team can do that. We can do that. We was the first team to win Europe in England, right? So we can say things. Every team, but you've got to look at the moment. Arsenal are miles above them, and he can't accept that.
Yeah, we were the first London team to do the double as well. Yeah. And Bill Nicholson won the league, and he won it as a manager and a player. I don't think not many clubs have done that. And Steve Perryman, he said he was the only player, I saw it on his podcast, that scored in every season for 17 seasons. He's got that record. Yeah. Come on, Steve Perryman.
Yeah, big up Steve Perryman.
History
here. If we play close to how we played against Villa, we should win. Chelsea's not a good side, but I like West Ham. They raise their game. But if we turn up, we win. Yeah, I agree. Yusuf come out of a good point. Obviously, we've got the Premier League preview tomorrow, but he says Arsenal have Brighton away on the weekend, and Brighton haven't lost a home game since September. Jimbo, you were saying you reckon this is going to be tough, didn't you?
I think this is a real potential banana skin. Yes. I really do. I think that this is if there's going to be a slip up, I think this could be it. But do you know what? When I watch Arsenal, they seem to be a step up a gear when they need to. And I mean, obviously, I hate saying it because I'm a Spurs supporter, but they look really, really good. Yeah. And they look I think there's something about them this year that wasn't there last year. Even though last year at the beginning of the season, their football was off the planet. I think that this year there's that bit of steel there that they never had last season. I think with Gabriel, I think it's stepped up massively. And I think bringing Rice in has made it that bit more solid. So I if Arsenal win it, I will not be surprised one bit.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Ellie?
It was their slipping point last year. So if they can get over that hurdle, I think the title's theirs. I really do. I think because Brighton was their stumbling block at home when they lost. And then before that, they drew with Southampton, didn't they? When they were up and then they drew. Yeah, so no, they were down, sorry. They were down 3-1. They came 3-3, but 3-3, sorry. So it was only a draw. But I can see, like Jimbo said, they've got that certain steel. And with the addition of Declan Rice, he will run forever, that boy. He's not a luxury player. He doesn't play he's not the frills player, but he'll get stuck in, he'll win the ball back, he'll press well, and they were missing that, right? And they've started to score as well, because everybody after that Liverpool FA Cup defeat was saying they're not going to do it because they're but they've started to score for fun.
I disagree with Belgium there. I don't think this year they will bottle it. I think if they don't win it this year, it won't be through bottling it. I really don't.
The other teams have been better, slightly better than them.
We're going to have such a massive say because we've got Man City at home, Arsenal at home, Liverpool away, still to play. So even if we just beat one of those three, it's going to have a huge impact on the title race.
I know.
Which is exciting in itself. Please let it be the Goons that we beat, because I want to be there when we beat them.
Like I forfeit losing to City and Liverpool if we can just beat Arsenal and stop them.
Exactly. Yusuf says, do City look better without Haaland? Jimbo, what do you think? Because you was going to speak on this.
I think in a lot of games, yes, right? I do. I don't think they need Haaland, not at all. I think if Haaland never played for City again, I don't think it would make a difference, right? Haaland is a good striker. He's one of the world's best strikers, but he's not one of the world's best players in the sense of all-round players. If you understand what I'm saying, he's one of the best strikers in the world. But when it comes to his all-round game, I don't rate him like I rate people like Kane. I think that Kane's a much, much better footballer than Haaland. But I think if Haaland never played for them again, I don't think it would make a difference to City at all. I really don't. He hasn't been their difference this year, has he?
Jim.
He hasn't been their difference. He hasn't been their difference this year. Like with us.
Well, he scored a lot of goals, Jim.
But I think they would have scored them goals if someone else was in there, Kate. I do.
Yeah.
Ellie, what do you think?
I agree with Jim that he's not as good as Kane. I had an argument with a YouTuber about that, but we won't go into that.
Oh, did you?
He was saying he was very young and he can get as good technically as Harry Kane, but you can see the boy, he hasn't got the same attributes as Kane.
No.
He hasn't. Right, and his height plays a big part in that.
Yeah.
Because he's gangly. What is he, 6'7"?
Something like that, yeah.
He's very tall, right? And I just feel he is important to Man City because he scores goals, right? And goals win matches. But like Jim, if he wasn't there, they'll have enough. Like they've got that talented Alvarez who can score for fun as well, and he's like a little Aguero in the waiting.
And Tevez. He reminds me of Tevez as well.
Yeah, he does. A younger version of him, but he's got him on the bench. He's got him on the bench at the moment. But I think in time, Haaland's going to move on, isn't he? He is. He's not going to stay at Man City the whole of his career, all right? Because he'll want the big lights at Real Madrid or Barcelona, one of the two, right? So, yeah, I just think he is important, but if he was missing, they would still score goals, Man City.
And they would still win. The thing is, Eddie, what I look at, right?
I look at with all over the place.
I look at Harry Kane, right? I think Harry Kane scores better goals than Haaland, right? Harry Kane's as good in the air, if not better than Haaland in the air. Harry Kane's phenomenal in the air. Harry Kane can drop into midfield and create for other players. Harry Kane defends, right? When you look at corners, 9 times out of 10 it's Harry Kane heading the ball out. Yeah. And you don't see Haaland doing all that, but I'm not going to say that he's not a world-class footballer because he puts the ball in the back of the net. That's what his job is. But when I'm talking an all-round footballer, I think Harry Kane is much better.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I do too. You'd never see Haaland defending.
And hopefully Harry will turn it on against the Gooners and knock them out. Come on, Harry.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
And Haaland misses goals, right, that Harry Kane would never, ever miss.
He scored 4 against Shakhtar Donetsk before he left.
I agree with Ben there as well. Rodri is the
best player in the world.
He's their super glue, isn't he?
He's just he's just, I haven't got any words to say for this guy. I just adore him. I think he's wonderful.
Yeah. Rodri is their engine and their craftsman, and De Bruyne is the sprinkles. He brings all the excellent stuff. Like Rodri can't do what De Bruyne can do, and De Bruyne can't do what Rodri, and they complement each other.
Yeah.
I love Rodri. He's the ultimate midfielder, and he's powerful as well. No one knocks him off the ball like Dembele used to do. He's like Dembele, but even a better version of Dembele.
He's fantastic.
It might be controversial to say that, but you know, he's just.
And he scores. He scored again last night. Yeah, it's unreal.
This is important goals.
Yeah, this is interesting. Haaland wants to leave apparently, but if he does leave, Mbappe going to Real Madrid, where would Haaland go? And if anyone says Spurs, I'm going to bash you up. But seriously, where could Haaland go? I mean, Barcelona isn't a particularly attractive destination anymore, unless they're planning bringing in Haaland and Mbappe. But
that wouldn't surprise me, Kate.
Can they afford it?
Yeah, they probably can. They'll find money from the government or the kings, the queens who run the country over there. They find money, Real Madrid, don't they?
Ellie's exactly right now, 100%. When Real Madrid need to find money, they find a way.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's
successful.
He wants to play for Madrid, so I don't think he'd go anywhere unless it was Madrid, but would be interesting to see. Rob says if Kane had gone to City a couple of years back, we wouldn't be discussing Arsenal's potential league winners. No, I think you're right. I think they'd be absolutely bossing it.
Imagine if they had Kane and Haaland.
Oh my God.
They would just wipe the floor with everybody.
They would, yeah. And is this copying Pep philosophy and style of play the same as Arteta is? Yeah. Kind of, I suppose.
I think Arteta's got more defensive prowess. I think. Yeah. Because Pep plays the high line like us. Yeah.
Yeah. But
whereas
didn't
Arsenal
bring that
defend
in.
Their box, didn't they?
Yeah.
They're old school Arsenal. They defend their box.
A lot of people seem to think Pep was the first player to play that high line. First manager. It's been manager's been playing it for years.
Yeah.
But I think football. A lot of younger football fans think football started when the Premier League started. I think they forget that there was football before the Premier League came in.
I think the thing with Arteta, he's always going to be classed up against Pep because he worked with him for so long. So a lot of his football philosophy, he's going to be like Pep's because he did work under him for a long time. So he would have learnt a lot from him.
Yeah, here's a question, guys. Who is your favourite ever footballer? Doesn't matter who he plays for. He could play for Spurs, any other team. Who's your favourite ever footballer?
Mine's dead easy. Ronaldinho, without any shadow of a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think he was a magician. I love watching him. Even now, when I watch his the highlights of his game, he was what he could do with that ball. I love him. So yeah,
apart from Instagram as well. He's really good on Instagram. Yeah. Like when he's teaching kids skill.
He's just brilliant. Shame he was such an ugly bastard, but brilliant footballer.
Oh yeah. What about you, Jimbo?
I don't know.
You don't know who your favourite ever footballer was?
Well, my favourite, I'm not saying he was the best footballer in the world, but my favourite.
It doesn't have to be the best.
No, my favourite ever footballer is Mickey Hazard.
Right, he's a very good footballer. Wow.
He's my favourite ever footballer because there was things going on in my life when that team was playing, and Mickey Hazard come into Tottenham, and he bought something that really fucking sparked that team when he played, and give me a lot of games. I walked away from Tottenham where Mickey Hazard had done some sort of magic, smiling when I had a lot of shit in my life at that time. So he's probably my favourite ever footballer.
Rob Belcher says, "Guess who mine is, Ellie?"
I think it might be one Sir Jimmy Greaves.
Yeah, exactly. Ellie, is yours Glenn Hoddle or is it someone else?
Glenn Hoddle in England, Like Johan Cruyff.
Yeah.
I loved Johan Cruyff. I think he was such a beautiful footballer to watch. And Modric is very much like him.
He is, yeah.
He's the nearest thing that I've seen to Johan Cruyff. And that's a compliment.
No, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
I know, and I said happy Friday to him. I didn't even realise.
I've got the chat going there with their favourite players.
Pirlo, Maldini or Bale, Messi, Bale or Kane, Ballack. I love watching Pirlo.
Yeah,
Big up, Ellie Cruyff was the business.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look as well, right? Harry Kane has to be up there as well because he's brought us so much joy, right? Even though we haven't won a trophy with him, but also Bale turned up for games. He turned up for games and had us thinking about football. After thinking about a football match, days and days and weeks after that, because of what he'd done in games. I mean, there's so many Gaza. I mean, it's just so many. But I like the era when Mickey was playing. As I said to you, I had a few problems in my life, and that whole team brought me a lot of joy.
That's really nice to hear, Jimbo.
Yeah, Figo, and also Beckham. He was one of my favourites as well.
Beckham, brilliant.
What a player!
I like David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, and Paul Scholes.
Fantastic.
Manchester United team. And before then, Lou Macari. They had Lou Macari, Steve Coppell, and Graham, what's his name? Sharpie.
Lee Sharp.
Lee Sharp, that's it.
Eric Dyer.
I like watching Manchester United.
Yeah.
Eric Dyer.
For Tottenham, my favourite player was Dembele, Poetry in Motion.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. Beckham was wank. He was overrated by the English. No way. He could cross a ball. Oh my God, he was so talented. I don't understand that.
He scored the goal from the halfway line.
Yeah. David Beckham.
3 kicks. Got us the free kick against Greece.
Yeah.
You know, he was brilliant. I loved him.
Ellie, I put on Twitter last night, right? Someone put about there was it was it Twitter? Kate Beckham listening to
it was Instagram. I shared the story of Beckham's. Yeah, Beckham's story.
I put on there, right, that there's times in your life that things happen, right?
Yeah.
And you always remember where you are.
Yeah.
And when Beckham scored that free kick, I will never ever forget where I was. And I think that's one of them moments because it was so important.
Okay.
Yeah, when he scored
David Beckham is the best crosser of the ball this country's ever seen, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we beat Man City in the quarter-final of the Champions League, I was in Lanzarote with my nephew, Elias, right? And I went crazy. I went crazy in the pub and the lady told me to shut up. I didn't shut up, and there was loads of Spurs fans there. And we were going all mental to beat Man City at their grand.
This is a difficult question. Who's the worst player you've seen?
It's easy for me.
Are you going to say Ndombele?
Yeah.
He's not the worst player I've ever seen.
He's the worst player. The most. I'm not even going to go into it. I'm just going to say his name.
I would say Eric Dyer.
No, Eric Dyer's done 1,000 times better than that Muppet.
Too many mistakes. No, it's not Eric Dyer, actually.
I'm just joking.
I think at Spurs or any player.
Any player.
Bloody hard, isn't it?
I'm trying to think. I can think of a few Spurs players, but I'm trying to think of just ones.
I cannot believe that Ndombele's a footballer.
John Lacey.
I don't remember that. I don't know who that is.
He's from the 70s, 80s. No, from the 70s. John Lacey, he was a lanky defender at Spurs. He was useless. Sorry, John Lacey, all his family, I apologise.
Yeah, and Cundy's got to be in there and all. He was useless.
Cundy was awful.
Oh, useless.
Yeah. I'll tell you who else was awful. I'm trying to think of his name. Cundy is definitely in there. Gilberto.
Yeah.
The Spurs.
It's rubbish and all.
There's been some real yeah, we have. Omri and Bergkamp are the favourites. Most underrated was Tarabat from QPR.
Yeah. Tarabat,
decent.
Højbjerg. No.
Are you after a slap?
Thank you, Samantha. Thank you.
Dyer. Bobby Zamora.
Tony, but at least Dyer has given us some good games.
Eric Dyer. He must
give us some good games.
When Eric Dyer first came, he was quite decent. He scored on his debut against West Ham, didn't he?
Yeah. Dyer wouldn't even be close for me.
Yeah. Lewis Colton weren't that bad.
Neither was Trinchard, I don't think. I don't think it was that bad. Who remembers Adi Ainbi for Leicester? I've probably said that completely wrong.
Yeah, I think you have. I think I know who he means.
Oh, poor old Raymond Vega.
He was pretty pants as well.
He's a nice guy, though.
Yeah, he's lovely.
And he bleeds Tottenham.
I think Callum Davenport's the one who got shot in the leg, isn't he?
I don't know.
Or stabbed in the leg or something.
I do remember him.
I'll tell you who else was awful. Your mate, Jim, who you used to be related to, like your ex-wife was related to.
Ben Thatcher.
Oh,
right. He was a hard man, weren't he?
And I tell you who else, that other Gary Doherty. Oh, awful. And even Matt Doherty, shit as well.
And goalkeepers, I didn't like Barry Daines. Oh.
I don't remember that either. Gary Mabbutt was underrated.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Gary Mabbutt, brilliant.
Yeah,
Adi underrated.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah. They have him. He's on Sky Sports sometimes.
You know, you're not thinking of Akin Fenwa.
No, he's right. He's on Sky Sports sometimes.
David Truckle. Oh God, all these names coming out.
I know. But yeah, there's been so many at Spurs. Tony wants me to touch on this. What do we make of Levy's £3 million bonus that he's awarded himself?
I knew this was going to come up.
Well, if someone wants to chat about it in chat, I'm not going to ignore it.
I personally, right, don't give a flying F about it. He's you know what I think he's done for Tottenham, and if he wants to give himself a bonus, he can give himself a bonus as long as it don't affect the football side of it. So I don't really care. The only thing that makes it look bad is the concessions that he's done. So it don't look too clever, does it? But at the end of the day, if he wants to give himself a bonus, it don't affect me.
Ellie, what are your thoughts?
If he gives it to the pensioners to subsidise them, that's all right, because he's taken. They said that they would only make £3 million profit, didn't they? Yeah. Extra. So look, it's like anything in life. It happens, doesn't it? You get all these big corporate companies. They pay their chairman and their CEOs lots of money for bringing up the club in terms of the finances. So in his eyes and in the corporate world, it's justified. But if you look on the football side, you have to question it. But that's what happens. You can't change it. It's always going to happen in life, isn't it?
Hey, Ellie, I saw on the TV yesterday, they were talking about it, and they said that if Daniel Levy was in the private sector, right, that would be like 5% of what he would get. He would get a lot massive bonuses. So they said when you look at it, that it's nothing compared to what he could get if he moved to the private sector. So.
Yeah, I agree with Nick. Any CEO does.
Yeah, they do. That's what happens. They all get bonuses. And if they bring the club up finances to that what Levy's done.
The last bonus he got was when he finished the stadium. So that's the first bonus he's had since then.
The fact is, excuse me, how rude.
Chairman, so he's all right, isn't he? He's doing well.
He's doing all right. The fact is, right, it looks bad because he's done this whole concessions thing where they're saving $3 million and the $3 million bonus that Levy's got. It's all, they just don't like the way they put things out is really bad timing.
They time it wrong, don't they?
Yeah, it just looks really bad. But there isn't a CEO in the world. We used to see it when there was all that banking crisis. We'd read about Barclays CEOs giving themselves £3 million, £4 million, £5 million bonuses. It's just that's big business. You know, if Levy was my dad, I kind of wish he was. I'm not going to lie, but if he was, I wouldn't be moaning. Yeah, I wouldn't be moaning he's getting a bonus. You know,
you might be bored,
Kate. You'd be down in Harrods having your nice coffee, shopping.
I might be bored. Yeah, but at least I could pay to have a hair transplant if I was bored because I'd be cottled.
I think the thing is because the football side doesn't correlate, everybody would question that. But if he'd won trophies, would anybody question it?
Exactly.
Okay, the thing is, right? The thing is what's he put? Wasn't giving himself a bigger bonus.
Massive of a property company.
The thing is, right, Kate, is I don't think a lot of people take into consideration what Levy has done for the club. They look at what he hasn't done for the club, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like he hasn't spent money on players, because we have spent money on players, but we've spent it not well on a lot of players. And I don't put that down to Levy. I put it down to the recruitment. So people should stop looking at what he hasn't done and look at what he has done for the club. and let's just move on. I think we should move on for this Levy hate.
Imagine what I'd look like if I was bald. I don't think I'd suit being bald.
You've been all right. You've been not bad.
I think we should move on from the Levy hate and let's see what he does over the next few windows and see where we go.
Yeah,
he's started to employ better people.
Correct.
Right? Whereas before he'd employ the people, right, and they let him down because obviously Hitchin and all the rest of them who were doing all the scouting, they weren't doing the right job, and he got rid of them, thank God. Now's the time to push on and also get into the big money spenders. We've got the money now. We haven't got an excuse, have we?
If Levy had done everything for Tottenham and we won trophies, I would have no problem with Levy's bonus. He doesn't care. So basically what you're saying, Tony, is if we'd have won the cup this year and Levy had taken a 3 million bonus, you wouldn't give a shit that the OAP concession things had been taken away because we had a trophy to show for it. Is that right?
But Tony, look, I don't agree with it because we've spent a lot of money on players, right? And it's been spent wrong. But I don't blame that on Levy. I blame it on the recruitment. And the other thing is, right, when we get to semi-finals and finals and we don't win them, is that Levy's fault? It's not Levy's fault. It's not Levy's fault we lost in the semi-final. It was the players' fault and it was Poch's fault, right?
Yeah. So I think we had a good enough team to beat Liverpool that day.
We did.
If all the trophies that we've got
we didn't have the team.
Ellie, all the semi-finals and the finals we've got since Levy's been in, if we'd have won, say, half of them, right, people would be happy. But you can't blame Levy for that. I mean, Levy's built us a foundation of our club now where we're as solid as anything. We're probably one of the most solid clubs in the world now, right? Financially, stable-wise. And let's move on and let's hope he backs hands, which I think he will.
Push the boat out a little bit more, Jimbo.
Yeah.
Right? Romero reckons.
And now he's got Langer and he's got the other guy, and he's got all the recruitment done. Langer will get this recruitment better, right?
Yeah.
You have to compete with the top boys. You know.
Well, Romero reckons that there's players already lined up to come in. He's saying they're as good as done. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I agree with Drula. It's not affecting us. We need to moan about the gas companies paying themselves millions and parents struggling to put food on the table. It's all about priority. Exactly.
Yeah.
And yes, I agree with this. The world's a different place than it was 24 years ago. Yeah. We've had a few chances to win cups, but bottled it in the finals. Yep.
Yeah.
And it was the worst place.
The best striker in England, and we still didn't get one over the line.
Yeah.
If not the world, because he's fantastic, Hurricane.
It was Levy's fault.
I agree with best of the year. I agree with that.
Winner before a cup final, and it's Levy's fault not to spend for a record-breaking 512 days when we reached the Champions League final, though, Jimbo.
Right, let me answer that, right, Kay? Destiny, I 100% agree with you, right, about the sacking a serial winner before the thing. I've always said that was one of the biggest mistakes he ever made. But this not spending a record for 512 days, right? I'm gonna put a bit of perspective on it. That we was building the stadium, we laid out a lot of money. It's not you can't just spend on a business, right? So I kind of made a bit of leeway with that because of the stadium we was paying for Wembley and we was paying massive wages to players that weren't even playing. So I kind of give a bit of leeway to that. Maybe they could have dipped into each window and bought a player here and there. I can't answer that because I don't know their finances. But we were spending a lot of money at that time, a hell of a lot of money. So maybe there was a reasoning behind it, which we will never know, you know. But you've got to understand in a business like a football club, you can't just keep spend. And we was laying out a lot of money at that time with the stadium and paying for Wembley. So, I mean, I tried to find a bit of a sense in it because it didn't make sense to me. We never bought any, so that's the only thing I can think of. But the first bit, you're 100% right. That was crazy to sack Mourinho. Absolutely mad.
Jimbo, you're a Levy sympathiser. You're the problem at this club. Everything is your fault.
I'm not a Levy sympathiser, Kate.
I'm joking.
I know, but what I'm saying is, if if Levy stays away from football, I'm happy. I don't like him dealing with the football side of it, but I won't go against and go with the crowd, right? When I think that a guy has done phenomenal for our club, he's put our club in such a good position. People have said to me they would rather have been Leicester and won an FA Cup and the Premiership and be in the Championship. To me, that's just crazy. It's just mad to think like that. And I just think to myself, we're such a stable club now, and that is down to Levy. I mean, look when you look at Manchester United, the trouble they're in, and you look at Chelsea now, the trouble they're in, and then you look at us at how stable we are as a club. I love my football club, right? And I want my boy to love my football club, and I want his kids to love my football club, and their kids to love my football club. So we want to be in the best position we are. And that's what Levy's done for us.
Yeah. Ed, big up to you. He's just come in. Good morning, afternoon, whatever it is. Expectations for next year. Ellie, I'll come to you first.
Oh, right. Well, obviously, I want to win trophies. So I think Ange Postecoglou's going the right way. He needs help, though. He does need help with some nice, decent players coming in. Really top players who can take us to that next level. So they've identified them. So let's go and get them before the other clubs snap them up. And just play attractive football and even better football than we've been playing this year as well. And I want to see all our fans united as well behind the team. Right? I'm not saying we're not united now, but there's a few that they're not. And just to play attractive football and win things with it, because it's no good playing just attractive football. You've got to win things because you're in it to win it. You're not in it to make up the numbers. So I want to see the ball back in this manager in a way that he feels satisfied that he's got everything that he's got in place. And then when the next window, because Postecoglou himself said it's not going to take one window. Yeah, it's going to take some time to build this squad. All right, so let's see what happens. I'm hoping that we can get some silverware because I want to go down Tottenham High Road again and cheer on my team when they've won something. There's nothing better feeling than that.
Darren, anyone who says they wouldn't give himself a pay rise every year is a liar.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but they are. Next year, top 3 and a good cup run. This project is 3 to 5 years. They stand united behind Ange. Yeah. I would like a cup next year, but a cup final minimum, and to be solidly competing in the top 4 and be at this time next year. I want to be comfortably in the top 4 where no one can catch us. That's what I want.
Yeah. And Sonny deserves it as well.
Of course he does.
Sonny especially.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim, Tony Rodriguez just said that Chelsea and Man United win a trophy before us. I don't think they will, Tony. I don't think they will. I think we'll win a trophy before them, and I think we're going to be a better team than both of them. If and I believe he will if Levy backs him. And there's only 4 trophies to be won, so only 4 teams can win a trophy.
Or if you're Man City, you win them all.
I believe that we're going to be better teams than both of them.
We've got to be better than Man City. We've got to be better than Arsenal. We've got to be better than Liverpool. So it's a tall order because these are teams that are traditionally. And then you've got Chelsea have fallen by the wayside, but they're going to come good again. They will.
But what you've got to look at the Arsenal are going to be 5 years into their project, so they're 4 or 5 years ahead of us, whatever. But there's going to be a slight drop off for Liverpool because Klopp's going, and we have no clue yet who's coming in. So you've got to think there'll be a drop off there. Plus, there's rumours Salah may follow him out the door. There's rumours Van Dijk may follow him out the door. So there is an opening there for there to be Man City, Arsenal, and another top club to take that place.
They're going to go for year 1 in their transition as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So they'll be a year behind us.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not 4 or 5 years behind them. We're if Liverpool win tonight, we're 11 points behind them, right? Yeah. It's all about the points on the board. So Postecoglou has done fantastic this season. to put us that close to them, right? And you've got to look. I know everybody gets injuries and all that, but we had that game against Chelsea that set us back massively.
Yeah.
Right? We would be closer to them if we would have used our heads that game and not had players sent off, and we was unlucky with the injuries. But we're not that far behind. He's got us. He's got us in a good position, and he's changing the ethos at this club, Ange. And I think that he's doing it at the top to the bottom. He's got people thinking different ways, and the players, they look like they don't want to be losers. Ben says that our players are happy to lose. They're not happy to lose, Ben. If you watch them when we lose, they're devastated, and you watch them when we win, and they're so happy. He's changing the philosophy at this club slowly. It's not going to be done in one season, and he's only been here 9 months. It's going to take longer, but let's have a bit of faith and get behind them instead of slagging them all down. That's what I say.
Go on.
Go on, Jim. No, go on, Ellie.
I was going to say, Postecoglou, right? He's won the first. He made a Premiership record, the amount of points in the first 10 games, right? He won 3 Managers of the Months. That's never been done. He's won London Manager. Right, Arteta's storming it, right? And he's getting no plaudits like Postecoglou. So why is that? Right? First of all, he's more personable than Arteta will ever be. And second of all, he's taken a team. We were a wreck.
Yeah.
We were a total wreck. And he's instilled this philosophy throughout the club, not just from the first team. Right, and he's not narrow-minded or a one-trick pony. I hate that. He's not. He's willing. He's looking and seeing who cuts the mustard and who doesn't, and he will be ruthless. Because I was like David Shire told me this as well. David Shire, he said he's ruthless when it comes to cuts, and he will make those cuts, and he'll make us a better club. He'll make us a better club from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Bring Ben's comment back up, Kate. Look, Ben, I'm not saying Harry Kane's a liar, but what I'm saying to you is this is what I can't get people like you to understand, Ben, right? It's easy to keep thinking, right, that it's the same thing at the club. It's the same thing at the club. It's the same thing at the club. It's not the same thing anymore. Ange's coming and he's changing it, right? And it's not going to be done in 9 months, Ben. It's going to be done over time. And he's slowly getting there. You can see with the players on the pitch, their mindset's different, and you can see after the game when they lose. Belgium just said that Sonny was shouting at the players when we drew against West Ham. It's going to take time, Ben. Ben, it's easy to look back in your life, right, and look back at Tottenham and say, well, this, well, that, well. You've got to move forward, right, and you've got to move forward with the time. And as Paddy said, your mindset's got to change. I should be more of a mindset than you because I'm in my 60s. But I can see changes slowly happening at this club. And we've all got to get on board and back this manager and back these players and back Levy as well, because he's part of the club. So we need to back the whole unit of our Tottenham Hotspur, right? And I fucking believe this fucking badge is going to move up, right, in this table, and we're going to be a fucking solid team. But we all need to get behind them.
Yeah.
Cassandro's right.
You see the players after the game's finished when we've won, right? Porro, fantastic. Romero, fantastic.
Yeah.
Sonny, they're all happy. And when they lose, you can see it, right? When they lose. I don't get that. I know they're hurting when they lose. You can see it in their faces and their body language. You can see it.
Look. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example, right? I'm going to give you an example here. Arsenal Football Club. Right, Arsenal Football Club for 10 years they were in the doldrums, finishing behind us. Right, and their supporters hated it. We used to watch Arsenal TV, and they were crying and they were screaming for this and screaming for that. And look at them now. They're one of the best teams in the Premiership. So Arsenal can do it. They've changed their philosophy. They've changed their players, right? And they've become a different club. So why can't Tottenham Hotspur do it under Ange Postecoglou?
Yeah, Darren's right. What he said, the project way is the only way we can compete. You're not going to match oil clubs, and Arteta is proof of that. Nick says some YouTube channel
investment, aren't they, Kate?
Yeah,
they are trying to get new investment into the club. because they realise they've got to take that extra little bit of a step to compete with these top clubs who've got all the lira. Yeah.
Yeah. Nick says some YouTube channels will need to close when Levy leaves. They will have to start talking about football once they've praised themselves, saying it was down to them, him leaving. Rob says, Jimbo, the motivational speaker. Let's go, Sir Jim.
Do you know what, Rob? Do you know what? It fucking winds me up, right? Absolutely winds me up that people won't change their mindset about this club. Because if I'm in my 60s, right, and I've got quite an open mind. So why can't younger people do it? We can see changes at this club. We can see it under Ange. This last 9 months, I've seen a lot of changes. You know. Yeah. So why is Ange going to stay here, and why is Levy not going to back him? Right, once he's backed him in 2 windows, and he can see changes, and he can see us getting better. Levy's not a fucking idiot. He's a multi-millionaire that's built an empire called Tottenham Hotspur. So why would he not carry on with that? It doesn't make sense for him not to. It doesn't.
I mean, all this, I've never seen proper glory, 28 years. All right, Ben, but there's only 4 trophies you can win. And why? No one knows if they're going to see glory. Nobody knows. You know, you can't buy a ticket and say, well, I've been buying a ticket for 28 years. I should have seen a trophy. Why? You're not entitled to see a trophy. We've been to finals. If we don't cross the line, whose fault is that? It's not Levy's fault.
Yes,
it's the players on the day.
Earlier. It's not Levy's fault that we bottled it in semis and finals. Yeah. You know, it's not like he hasn't spent money. He spent a fucking fortune on players. An absolute fortune, but you can't blame him because there's people in place that advise, right, and say they want, and he puts the money up for them. So you can't blame Levy for that. You can't just blame everything on Levy because it's not all Levy.
Yeah, the biggest danger to this project are the reactionary fans screaming murder at the first hiccup. Yeah, I agree, Invincible. I don't think people understand how hard it is to win a trophy. Yeah. Exactly that.
I made a good analogy yesterday, right? So I said to Jose and Colin on their show that you've got a restaurant, you're running a restaurant, right? You've got the owner who's Levy, right? And then you've got your manager, your chef, your head chef, and your sous chefs, right? And the head chef hires the sous chefs, right? So they're the scouts, aren't they? And if you get that part wrong, the other parts of it can go wrong. So the head honcho, the owner, right, as soon as he sees it going wrong, he should make the changes there and then, right? But he was a bit slow on the uptake, and we crumbled. We crumbled when we could have got over the line if that owner was stronger. But you know what? You saw it in the documentary. He was very pally with everybody, Levy.
Yeah.
You can't be like that in business.
No.
And you know what I mean? It was highlighted. You know, he's sitting there with Ericsson, chatting about Ericsson's future, trying to persuade him to stay, basically. But then he's got a bid for him, and he's taken it. All right.
Do you know what, Ellen? I'm going to say this on stream now, right? And I don't give a shit who clips it and puts it anywhere. 3/4 of this crap, right, that goes on about Levy is a total load of bollocks, right? They just want to blame him for fucking everything, and anyone can clip this and put it out anywhere. 3/4 of the shit, 3/4 of the shit they said about Levy.
Things that go wrong in business, even in the normal business, like I just made an analogy about a restaurant. My dad was a chef, right? He hired the people that worked with him, and he interviewed them, like Jose said. So the boss needs to know what's going on. Yeah, so that he runs a smooth ship. That's all I would say. But it's not all his fault. There's other people further down the line that have made big errors at our club. Yeah, and if all the cogs have to be in unison and together. If they're all disjointed and no one knows what they're doing, right, it comes out on the pitch. Yeah, and also in a restaurant you get shit food.
I'm not saying don't blame Levy for some things, because Levy has made mistakes, right? But 3/4 of the shit people say about Levy is just a total load of bollocks that people just put out there because they haven't got a fucking clue. And that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah,
they haven't got a fucking clue what's happening behind closed doors and what's happening with the club. You know, they don't. They're presuming. They're presuming that this never happened because of Levy. This never happened because of Levy. We wouldn't be where we was if it wasn't for Levy. People have got to remember that. And they can say I'm a Levy sympathiser. If Levy leaves the club tomorrow and someone else comes in, I'll back that man as well, right? Because I can see where this club's changed since Levy's come in, right? And all right, we haven't won loads of trophies, but we're a solid base club now, right? We are one of the most solid clubs in the world, and that is because of Levy.
Yeah. Can I just say before anybody says anything else, big up John James for putting a £10 donation and not writing anything, but you didn't need to do another donation to write. I would always read your comments out, John. You're an absolute legend and so generous. Thank you very much. And always nice to see you. Tony says, so Jim, what's the clue? Because you said they haven't got a clue. So he said, what's the clue?
Well, the thing is, Tony, right? All this shit that comes out about Levy, they're saying that because we haven't won trophies, right? It's Levy's fault, right? But he spent loads of money. He spent a fortune, right? It's not his fault we bought the wrong players. It's the people that advised them, right? And the managers that have said they wanted these players, right? The club, the club now is so solid, it's unbelievable, and that's because of Levy. Look at other clubs where they are. Look where Leicester are. Look where Blackburn are, right? They spent loads and loads of money, but they didn't have a solid foundation, right? And they're back in the doldrums trying to fight to get back here. Look at Man United, right? They're in more debt than us, and they haven't got a new stadium. They haven't got a new training ground, right? And they're in more debt than us, over double. Our debt now is down to 600 million. 600 million. So Levy's got this down, right? This club down from being over $1 billion in debt to 600. I mean, that's just unbelievable business. I don't think people realise how hard that is to do when you're spending money out like we spend out on players' wages, buying players, all the staff at Tottenham that he has to pay, right? Giving himself £3 million bonuses.
I would say, Jimbo, I agree with everything you said, but all I would say to that is I'm not a Levy sympathiser or anything like that, but what I would say is he just has to get that. The recruitment is important, right? That was a shambles. It was a shambles throughout the club. The style of football was a shambles, right? We had no identity. And then the third thing is we're the fourth or fifth highest spenders, regardless of how much we spent and we spent it wrong. That's where we are. And that's where we have been under Levy, fourth or fifth on average. So for us to be up there, right, he's doing the right thing by getting the finances in order so that we can compete and getting the right investors to invest in the club so we can compete with these big oil-rich companies that are running our football clubs. And they're running away with the trophies as well because of it.
Look, Eddie,
Money does talk at the end of the day because it shows it. Man City, I think they're the third highest spenders. And I think, is it Chelsea are the highest spenders? I think at the moment they are because they've spent $1 billion.
Yeah.
It doesn't always correlate, but Chelsea will come good because you know it, right? They will, right? But if you spend as much as Man City or Liverpool, you're not always guaranteed to, but you'll put yourself in a better position.
Yeah, of course. Someone just put in.
Then you've got to win the trophies. You've got to also, Jim, just before you go, you've got to win the trophies to attract those better players who can feed into what your club is doing. Because when you win trophies, the big players want to come and join the party, don't they?
Someone just put in chat, right? It's Levy's fault when we haven't bought the top players and bought the second choice, third choice. And you're 100% right. I'm not saying Levy hasn't made mistakes, Destiny. I'll be the first one. I always think I always tell what I think is the truth, right? And I think that you're 100% right there. Levy's made some massive mistakes on that part of it where he wouldn't spend that extra bit of money. So I do say that he's wrong for doing things, but I will not sit here and say that fucking Levy is in fault for everything for this club because this club is a fucking top club and it's a fantastic club. And a massive part of that is because of Daniel Levy, what he's done for this club. So to sit here and say Daniel Levy's fucked our club over the last 24 years is a complete load of bollocks. right? And I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about me saying it. It's a complete load of crap. He's made this club into a fantastic club, right? And if people can't see that, and then they're fucking stupid, I'm sorry.
Right, can I just say, big up Belgium, Joris, for the super chat. And now I'm so behind on the comments. Phil Coy says, who hired the recruitment team? What I would say is, surely under Daniel Levy, there must be a recruitment manager, surely, because I don't know any top CEOs that recruit.
Because
if it was Levy that brought them in, then he's fucked up there as well. So I'm not saying he hasn't made mistakes. He has.
Jim, let Ellie speak. Take a breath, darling.
Hitchin would have been the one who recruited all these scouts, not Levy. Yeah. So he's putting his trust in Hitchin. Soon as he saw it was going tits up. Sorry to bring tits into it because we've had pussies. We might as well bring tits into it as well, right? As soon as he sees it going, then act quicker. Yeah. That's where the chairman can be held to task. Act quicker, right? So that you get rid of the idiots who are running your club.
Yeah.
Thanks,
that's all I say.
Big up,
idiots.
Big up, John. Not only with 2 really generous super chats, also become a member. Thank you very, very much.
John, thank you very much. And I'm sorry that I ranted, but I had to get that out of my system.
Yeah, can we move on from Levy?
He's too nice a man. He needs to be more ruthless on the football side. Yeah, he's got to get in there and say, "Look, you fuck off. You can fuck off as well. You can fuck off because you haven't done a good job."
I love this club, right? And I'll tell you how much I love this club. I love this club more than I love 3/4 of my fucking family. That's how much I love this club, and that's a fact. That's a fact.
I'm in that 3/4.
If someone said to me, my family
first before me.
If someone said to me, certain members of my family had to disappear, or the club had to disappear, I'd say, get rid of my fucking family. That's how much I love this club, and I love what Levy's done for this club. Even though he's made mistakes, he's made us into an absolute solid foundation where my club's going to be around for a long time.
There's always going to be people that don't. There's nothing we can ever do, and nobody's telling you can't be Levy out. In the same way, nobody can tell us we can't be Levy in, even though we're kind of Levy in the middle. I'm the same as Destiny, so's Jimbo, that we want Levy in, but we don't want him to have anything to do with the football side. Oh. And at the minute, it's wrong to say that that's not moving in that direction, because, like Ellie said, he's bringing in the right people, the Scott Munns, the Lange. We've got Paratici cooking in the background. Yeah. You know, we've got to just stop looking back, start looking forward. And if it all goes wrong, then all your Levy outers can come to us and say, "Told you so," and that's fine. But I personally would rather look forwards than backwards.
I like Dave the Irish Hotspur, right? When he loves Paratici. Paratici, I've been told it's
Paratici. Yeah, Paratici. That's it.
But I like saying Paratici. It's better.
Yeah, I do.
But everybody, Højbjerg is not Højbjerg, all right? You've heard it here the first time. Højbjerg.
Yeah, Højbjerg.
He's going anyway, so we don't
Can I just answer Drula there? Can I just answer Drula?
Yeah, what's
Where is she? Hang on. I've got so many comments. I'm so behind because of your rant, Jim. There's Drula.
He's a passionate Spurs fan.
Drula, the thing is, right, this is the way I look at it, right? He has backed Ange so far, right? And he's spent a fair bit of money for Ange. So why wouldn't he carry that on? It would be absolutely mental for him not to carry that on and take us where we want to go. So I look at it, a lot of people might not, but I look at it that he's going to carry on that trend, right? He's got everything he wanted with this club into its foundation now, and he's going to carry that on and back Ange, and we're going to move up as a football team. Right. That's the way I look at it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I want to look at it that way, and I believe that's what's going to happen. So I think he will back him, and we'll be moving up that table.
I've used this one before, right? Just after I like Jim's passion. You get the money, then you get the power. And then you get the girl, as Al Pacino said. But the girl is the trophies. That's the only thing that's missing. Yeah. So we've got to get the girl, haven't we? We've got to get the trophies, because the trophies gives the fans adulation. We can banter the other clubs, saying you ain't one fuck all. You know what I mean? It makes you you love your club regardless, right? You support your club, right? Regardless. But when you win those trophies, it's such a beautiful
And we will
feeling.
win them. We will win them.
We will win them. I know. I'm confident that we're going to win them.
Yeah.
Phil, I don't think Spurs are coming.
Yeah,
I don't think Jimbo. Yeah, I don't think we disagree with you at all. He's definitely got some decisions wrong.
He's made a lot of footballing errors. He has, but let's not look. Let's look at what he has done for the club as well as what he hasn't done. Right? Too many people will look and they won't say what he's done for this club. He's made this club into an absolute false. Right? This club is just something that I never dreamed we would be. Right, but now he's got to move from that and move to the football and backhand and let us move on with the football now.
You know, one thing he could do, right? One thing which would really be nice for us older fans is to look at our history and like honour it, right? By having something outside the ground or inside the ground, have a museum with all our history, because we've got a fantastic history, Spurs. We have. All right, we might not have won as many trophies as Arsenal in the 30s or whatever, but we've been consistently good right up until the 90s, and then we've gone flat. We flatlined. So we need to get that flat line back to the glory days. They don't have to return like they were before, but we need to start winning things again to put us back on the football map, because I don't want fans to go, oh, we're the trophyless club. You know, and then bantering us. We need to banter something back, don't we?
Yeah. John, do you know what? We don't agree with some people. Some people don't agree with us, but everyone's welcome to always have an opinion on here, as long as it's sensible and it's not abusive. There's no reason why there should be any sort of shouting and screaming. I know Jim had a bit of a rant there, but he wasn't shouting. It's just
John, the thing is, right? The thing is I don't dislike Levy, right? I won't be one of these people that won't. I look at everything that Levy's done, but there's people on here that have come up with good comments, like Phil Coyes has just said about mistakes Levy's done, and I'm 100% behind Phil for saying that, because he is 100% right. But we've got to look at the good as well as the bad, and for me, the good, what Levy's done, outweighs the bad. As long as now he moves on with that and backs this team, right? Because we've got a manager that we all love, and we're starting to build a team now. So he's got to carry on with that and take us into a winning place. Right? That's not just down to Levy, though. That's down to the players and the manager. So we can't just put everything on Levy, because it's not all on Levy.
Yeah, like what I would say, he's got to act quicker when he sees something drastically wrong. Yeah, and sack those people quicker. Act on it quicker. Don't be too soft, Levy, with your heart. You know, and like you could see it, like we weren't progressing. Right, I was just going to show you. Like I'll show this. Right, Steve Perryman. Right, this is my most treasured thing. Right, it's just a normal hat, but it's got Steve Perryman's name, and I love that guy. He's everything Spurs should be.
Yeah.
Right, we've got to get back to those days where I know football's changed, right? And the money in the game has spoilt some players, right? But we've still got players like Porro, who goes on that pitch with all his heart, and he kisses the badge, right? And Romero, he does it. Sonny, he does it. You know, there's all these players that we've got all the foundations now in place. Now we've got to take that extra step. And Levy, he's got to make sure that if anything's going wrong in the future, to come down hard on them.
Yeah. But Samantha, if he doesn't back him, and then we'll have a conversation about that next season, but I have to believe he's going to back him this summer. And I think I honestly believe, right, by what I read and I listen to people that are important in the game, like Romano, whatever his name is.
Right? Romano,
He says that everything is in place for Tottenham to move forward with the players they want.
Yeah.
So I believe that, because I don't think the guy's a bullshitter.
Before we go, I did have a question. I've forgotten who it was from, so I just wanted to do that quickly before we left. Someone said if you could pick a striker to sign this window, who would it be? Ellie, I'll come to you.
I'm going to pick that striker. I can't pronounce his name, but I know Arsenal have been linked with him.
Gyökeres or something. Gyökeres.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Or Isaac.
Yeah.
Jimbo, I'd have both of them. I'm greedy. Isaac is fabulous as well. I love him. I think he's a brilliant footballer. He's technically gifted. Yeah, and he can score goals. And he's got that striker's awareness, you know. Yeah. And he's playing in a Newcastle side that's had a lot of injuries.
Yeah. Jimbo, if you could choose, I'm not saying that they would definitely obviously this is all big up, Matt, by the way. Good to see you. I'm not saying that this could happen. I'm just saying if you could choose a striker to join Tottenham, who would you choose?
I would choose either Harry Kane to come back or Isak.
Isak, yeah, mine would be Isak. I know it won't
my first
happen.
choice would be Harry Kane to come back.
Yeah, I know it won't happen. It was just purely somebody just asked me who we would choose. So yeah, Lee's with you. He would bring Harry Kane back. Come home, Harry. We miss you. I just look at Harry and think, had we have had him this season, where on earth would we be sitting right now? Isak's a good player, but he's injury prone. Someone did ask you a quick question as well, Jimbo, just before Ellie gets back. What players do you think Tottenham need?
I think we need a striker, top striker. I think we need a goalkeeper. I think we need backup for Maddison, and I think we need wingers. I've got a lot of faith in Johnson, and I like Werner if he can start putting the ball in the net. But his positioning for me is a little bit off. I don't like some of the positions he gets in when the ball's moving forward. So I think wingers, striker, someone to back Madders up, and a goalkeeper.
Yeah, and we need a backup for Van der Ven because Ferguson doesn't play on that side.
Look, Kate, I'm not saying that we're on the cusp of being a very, very good team, but there is still a lot of work to be done, and we know that.
Simon, thanks for coming in. Ellie, what about you? Is there what positions do you think we definitely need this summer?
The most important, I think, the striker.
Yeah.
A top striker, and another position, because I'm being greedy, because I'm Greek. Right. I'd love to have another really top number 6, like Paulinho.
Oh my God.
He can compete with Rodri. I love Paulinho. I think he's a fabulous footballer. Brilliant.
Yeah, he really is.
All blood and thunder. You need that sort of player in your team. He's an upgrade on my boy Højbjerg, I must admit. Even though I do love him, you can't doubt that Paulinho is a better version of him.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
I am your biggest fan, but you're not as good as Paulinho. Sorry.
Big up, Chang. No, Queries and Theories got cancelled today because there was so much to talk about football-wise. So it will be back. I'm not sure yet when, but it is coming back, and it's one that will definitely be making several appearances during the closed season. But while the season's on and there's all this football, I felt like I should stick to football at the moment.
He's got a lawsuit out, old Chang. He's good.
Yeah. Richard Clubbing at London, let's show it. Get it down. Paulinho, Isak, and Eze. Oh, what a window that would be. Wow.
Yeah, well done, Ronnie.
I used to watch Eze when he played at QPR, because my husband's QPR.
Yeah.
I thought a fabulous player.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And before we go, score predictions for the Chelsea United game tonight. What we fancy?
Yeah.
I have got written down, but you might have changed your mind, so I'm going to go to.
I think I said Chelsea to win 2-1, didn't I?
Yes, you did, and you
still
I think 1-1. 1-1 or 2-2.
You said 1-1.
Yeah.
I actually tipped Man United to win it 2-1, so it would be interesting to see how that goes. The Belgium Hotspur says 2-2. Nick says 3-1. Matt says 3-1 United. 0-0. Oh, God, I hope not. I'm looking forward to that game. Eze used to be at Wickham before QPR. Okay. El Modico. 2-2 draw. Chelsea 2, Man United 1, and 2-2 draw. Yeah, 1-1. A lot of people fancying the draw tonight. I think it will be won by 1 goal. Good. Kate's agenda's back. Sorry, Mark, but you're right. When I normally tip Chelsea to lose, they win. So whatever the score, we're going to look awful. 2-2. And the puss.
She's come down. She wants to
3-0 Man United. Would you take Elise at Spurs? Yes.
Yeah.
Ellie, would you take Elise?
Oh yeah, definitely. Very talented.
100%.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game.
Yeah, enjoy the game.
Yeah. He was at Man City, Elise.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
In their academy.
There you go, see.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day. Yeah. Ellie, when can we find you next?
In the kitchen.
Lovely, I'm coming round.
Maybe later I might be invited on Talk and Ball, not sure. Let's see how that one goes. And then I'm on with you guys tomorrow, aren't I?
Yeah, 12:30 for the full Premier League preview, ready for the weekend.
I'm looking forward to that with Mia, isn't it?
Yeah, Mia will be with us as well. Jimbo, when are you on next?
Tomorrow with you.
Tomorrow with me.
And with Bobby on Saturday.
Yeah, and Bobby Saturday night. And I am on the Football Terrace tonight at 5. It's early tonight because there's a Chelsea game on, isn't there, and stuff. So, listen, it's been a great show. It went in all different directions, which I love. Sometimes it's nice to just let the chat lead the show. It's heated, but, everyone's respectful to each other's opinions, and that's what matters. Big up, Kang.
I'll tell you what, just before I forget. Right, so Al Pacino, I've mentioned him once because he's my favourite actor. Yeah. Right, there's a film he's in called Scent of a Woman, right? Where he does that film. Yeah, his speech and his rant at the end. Jimbo gives him a run for his money. Come on.
He does love a rant.
Call him Jim Pacino.
I love my club.
Jim Pacino.
Jim does love a rant, bless him.
But it was a good rant because it came from his heart.
Yeah, exactly, and that's good. Big up, Chang. Thank you very much for the super chat. Big up, John James, for becoming a member and for your 2 massive super chats. You're an absolute legend. I wish you all the luck in the world for your match tonight. I have backed United, like I say. But thank you so much. Chang is on Talk and Ball, and he also is on Persuasion TV if you do want to catch him. But he's also on here. There he is. There's his channel.
Oh, yeah. I'm on with Ash tomorrow as well. Before you guys,
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. I like Ash.
Yeah. And Chang is also on here it's Tuesday actually next week, but normally on a Monday. So see you soon, John. Thank you again. Any final words before we go?
Yeah, Senor Garcia.
Come on, you fucking Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Steve Perriman. Come on.
Come on, you Spurs in Angeweek.
Come on, you Spurs there. Can you see it?
I saw that.
Bless
him. Come on, you Spurs. Thanks for watching. Please smash a like on the way out. And have a great day.